Hello, Libra Collective, Libra Gang. I am here to do your read for your 2022 overview. What's the theme? What's the overarching energy of this year, and how are things going to kind of roll out for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node? I love doing the Libra readings because I never read for myself. And since I'm a Libra, by proxy, I get to be part of the collective and get a reading, which is kind of fun. It's really wild when it comes to the collective energy for Libra. Right now, it's very mutable, It is not set in any way, shape, or form. I feel like Libras are on a whole other vibe right now. And a lot of Libra energy is sort of like moving beneath the surface, right? And some people may be suspicious of that in your environment around you. They may wonder what you're up to. What are you hiding? What you got going on? You also have a lot of eyes on you, Libra. I feel like there's a lot of people watching what you're doing. I think you got yourself some spies. There's curiosity. It's not negative, really. It's a curiosity, even among those that don't like you. It's a curiosity. Oh, and shocker, yes, Libra, there's people who don't like you, And the thing that's very different for Libras now than it has been for a while is that you really are unbothered by whoever doesn't like you, because you know who you are, and you kind of don't need the stamp of approval. You kind of don't need anybody to tell you that you're okay, or that what you're doing is what you should be doing or should not be doing, or what choices you should be making. A lot of people just don't understand where you're really at right now. And it's okay. We all go through experiences like that. I feel like the working beneath the surface is more a desire not to be disturbed, right? It's just sort of like, just let me do my thing. Let me make my moves. Libras have really gotten their download about what they're supposed to be doing right now, where they're supposed to be going, how they're supposed to be investing their energy, what they're meant to be building, and they are making it happen, and a lot of the Libra energy is just focused on the actual immersion in that and doing, actually making the vision a reality, getting that information that was downloaded, the assignment that came in from their soul's directive, and they are pedal to the metal. That's what their focus is on. And they don't really have time for distractions, for the usual things that kind of like pique a Libra's, interest. Libras can be dramatic, they can be when they're in their shadow. And they can have some fun with that, some playfulness with that. They can stir the pot sometimes, for sure, but I think that a lot of times it's done in a very tongue-in-cheek way, because Libras are also very accommodating, and so they kind of put up with a lot. They kind of put up with a lot for the sake of, like, okay, let's just kind of keep the harmony, let's just keep everybody copacetic, you know, 4, 5, 6 on the clock when I said that. You know, it's like, yeah, there's a natural progression to things. Let's keep things moving along smoothly in an orderly fashion. You know, we want everybody to, you know, be at least cordial with each other, decent with each other, you know, but we know that some of the moves we're going to make are not going to sit right with everybody. We know that. We know that. And we don't want that interference. So a lot of times we feel like it's just kind of better to just pull our energy back rather than explain ourselves. And then the end result will kind of make sense once people see how things roll out. You know, they'll get it then. Where people are at currently in your life, like they can't connect with where you're going. They can't. They can't see it from your vantage point. They're not the ones that got the download. You know, it's your life. It's your purpose. It's your activation, you know? And some of those people aren't even coming along for the ride. So what the fuck does it matter if they get it or not, or what they have to say about it, you know? Let your energy be directed toward what you are bringing into being right now. You have an assignment. And I know the Libra collective that is tuning in to this knows exactly what I'm talking about. You have something you are working to bring into being, and it is like, it is your baby, and you're pouring your heart and soul into it, and you have a very clear directive, and you know exactly what you're doing right now. So let people guess, and keep them guessing, and that's okay, because unless they're part of your inner circle, and unless they are part of building that with you, it's really nothing that they need to be concerned with. And this is kind of the energy of Libra right now. Libra's being quite practical. Libra's moved into that Queen of Swords energy a bit. You know, we've become very decisive. We're looking at things as they are, not as, you know, we were told they would be, or not as we wish they would be, or with any kind of, you know, fantasy around it. We're seeing things very clearly. And we're not resisting it either. I don't know. A lot of people don't understand. Like, Libras do have the ability to move into that space to just be like, okay, that's the judgment in this situation. All right, I'm going to roll with it. And we can move forward very cleanly. It's just part of our makeup. It's part of how we are. It's also the thing that pisses a lot of people off about us. They want us to be more upset about things. But we're not. You know, we understand the wisdom of just, you know, letting the energy move. Okay, cool. You know, we understand the way it works. We understand karma. You know, it's part of our whole, you know, signs motive. Like, we understand karma. We know how karma works. It's like, yeah, things get cleared for new shit to come in, and the new shit's always like an up level, right? So it's like, cool. You know, whatever needs to go, needs to go. No resistance around that, you know? Libras have become very decisive and very clean in their dealings, you know, in recent years. And they're exercising that, and it's kind of shocking a lot of people. A lot of people are used to the, you know, like, oh, well, let me make it work. What do you need me to do? How can I make it right? How can I make sure that you have what you need and that you're happy and you're fulfilled? Because, you know, it's all about you. It is. It's all about you. Don't worry about me. Like, we've gotten over that. And we're also okay with, you know, being seen and being heard, and, like, you know, we're allowed to put ourselves out there too. We have needs too. You know, we have things that we desire. We have things that we long for. We're making those a priority. We're not expecting anybody to fulfill it for us. We're going to go and get it for ourselves. We're going to make that shit happen. And Libras are investing in themselves. That's kind of where they're at right now. So I'm really ready to dive into this and see what comes in for us. I do want to give my little preamble. If you have not yet, please do subscribe, like, share, comment. It all helps the channel develop and ensures that I can keep the reads coming to you and all the other stuff I plan to bring in here. I really hope to build a community here where we can all connect on a real level. We can all grow together and we can all have a hell of a lot of fun together. Fun is my main goal, right? I want this to be entertaining. I want us to laugh. I want us to come here, drop in like friends, and just share space and enjoy the hell out of it. All right, that's my goal with the channel. So I'd really like this to be a place where people can connect and connect in a real way. And by you taking those actions, you really do support the growth of the channel. And so I very much appreciate those of you who are choosing to spend time here, choosing to drop in with me and helping to support the channel in that way. Thank you very much. I'm very grateful for it. And I promise in return that I'll keep doing my best to deliver you good reads and, make it worth your while. I also want you to know that I am reading for a collective, okay? So not necessarily every story will be your story. Remember, it's a shared space. Just open your mind, receive the messages as they come in, and use your intuition to see how it might apply to your situation, okay? And maybe something won't resonate now, but if you revisit the read down the road, it might ding then, okay? So just keep an open mind, let yourself receive. This is your time to receive whatever comes on through. And then the other thing I would say is in terms of astrology signs and in terms of pronouns, he, she, they, them, kings and queens, it's all fluid energy, all right? So however it applies to you, anybody can embody those energies, so don't get too stuck. Really receive the heart of the reading. I might do more calling out of signs at the end of the reads. That's something I'm going to start playing with, just so the messages can come through really pure and it doesn't get jammed up with all that, okay? I think sometimes mentioning all the astrological signs for all the major arcanas and everything can just, it can just jam the reading full of too many energies. And I think I might just stick to calling out the court card energies that come through for the astrology signs, because the court cards are actually the representatives of the people on the board and in the situation. So, all that being said, let's see what's coming in for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. Ooh, okay. About this present year of 2022. We got two cards starting out here. They're both acting as crossing influences, which means they're energies that are working for or against us. And this is very interesting right here. I think for Libras, this is really about, we're working on redefining how we view abundance. And I'm talking about in a very practical way. I'm talking about cash money, financial stability. A lot of us are looking at what we learned about wealth, what we learned about money growing up in our households. What kind of financial reality did we grow up in? Did we always have, what we needed materially, or did we grow up in households where there was a lot of limitation around money and a lot of limiting thoughts around money? So I think we're doing a lot of restructuring, how we view the area of finances. We do see here that, there's been this period of feeling like you've really had to pinch your pennies, be very frugal, not spending a lot of money with this Five of Pentacles energy. You may even be rebuilding after a big financial loss, potentially you were really affected by everything that's been going on the past couple of years with the whole, world, pandemic situation and the way that's affected, people's work, people's livelihood. It's possible you've taken some big hits. It's possible that you've, just haven't been seeing growth as much as you've wanted to see it, financial growth as much as you've wanted to see it. But a lot of that has to do kind of with your story, about how you view success. What is your relationship to money? What is your relationship to success? And I see that you're really like rewriting that. I feel like a lot of you initially thought you were going to head in a particular direction in terms of your career and how you were going to create financial growth in your life. You sort of like put all your eggs in one basket. And then in the process, you realize your vision's kind of starting to shift and it's kind of starting to change. And you're not feeling as like on fire, about your initial direction, inspiration. And some of you who are, working at jobs that you've been at for a long time are starting to feel like, this isn't really doing it for me. I feel like I'm not really getting anything out of this. You've kind of feel like it's sort of like a dead end. You've sort of achieved everything you can there and you're ready for something more. So I do see a lot of you, okay, writing up your bios, putting out some resumes, considering what you bring to the table, what you're wanting to create for yourself. Some of you are revising terms of agreement, contracts. Some of you also are taking steps to, get your LLC, to take all the, legal steps you need to take with your businesses and what you're developing to protect your assets, protect what you're building. But we do see that there's been this time of change in finances and that there has been sort of a scarcity mindset around finances. So I think you're doing a lot of work restructuring the way you view money this year. Yeah, and it does seem like there's been a big loss. There's been some loss here. This is the death card, okay? So I feel like there was some ending that occurred. Something got cut off and it greatly impacted your finances. And I think it's interesting, is bringing in that potential COVID piece. And it's like, Grim Reaper, riding this horse often represents illness, right? And I feel like that's kind of just a confirmative message about that, that a lot of you may have suffered a loss due to the pandemic situation, okay? And it really disrupted your financial flow. But the thing about the death card is, though there is an ending, like something gets cut off, it's always for the sake of transformation. It's because what was there had like outgrown its purpose, it no longer did what it needed to do for you. And so it did need to get cleared out. And the more you can look at things from that respect rather than, feeling like this deep sense of loss around it or really bummed. I mean, it's never cool when something, kind of doesn't go the way we hoped it would go or we suffer an unexpected loss, right? But the reality is, it clears the energy for something new to come in and take that place. And with the death card, we're always looking at what follows death is like a comeback, a flourishing, a rebirth energy. So I think that is what's coming through. We do see this here with this star card, okay? And the star card always shows up to kind of comfort after there's been a difficult time, a passage through a dark period. That star is that little source of light that you look up to, and it gives you a sense of hope. You make your wishes on stars, right? And so this is like a promise that like the light will come out again. Even within darkness there's light, and there's something to be hopeful about. And don't lose touch with your inspirations, those of you that are building dreams and you have financial goals and you have, entrepreneurial enterprises that you're pouring your energy into, it takes time, right? It takes a lot of balance, you know? It takes a lot of balance because you have to work really hard, Remember to rest, remember to take care of yourself, remember to give yourself the space you need as you're watering all that you're growing. Remember to, turn one of those vessels up. I wish you could see it better, but, I was drawn to the red light. What can I say? Remember to turn one of those vessels up, so the spirit can deliver this, nurturing, this love, this supportive energy that wants to come in for you. And it absolutely will, We do see you're going to get victory with this Six of Wands energy. This is really positive sign. I mean, this is what we hope for, right? This is success. And often when we're looking at the Six of Wands, we're also looking at public recognition. So this is a big point of arrival on your path. I feel like Libras are really focused on revamping their financial foundation, like very focused on the material, something solid that they can count on. They definitely have had to go through a period of resting, make sure you're taking time to rest. You really need it. With this Four of Swords energy, you have been working really hard. It's very important for your balance, okay, with this Two of Pentacles energy. And right now, you may be feeling a little frustrated because you're having to do a lot of budgeting, a lot of balancing of finances. There are some things that are kind of hanging up in the air. You're not quite sure, you're not quite sure, necessarily what's coming in and what's around the bend. And so you're having to be aware of, your financial flow and having a good budget and having all that dialed in. So it's a balancing act right now between, having to hustle hard, having to work hard to, make your dreams a reality. I just got that some of you have even gone back to school, like you're studying hard, you're working, you're going to school, you're balancing a lot, taking care of a household, it's a lot for you to carry. Do remember that as you're building your dreams, you got to take time to rest. You got to take time to recuperate. You need time to just relax, receive, take care of your body, Make time. Give yourself a little time in the evening that's just for you. Turn off your phone, turn off the computer. Tune into yourself, make sure that you're giving yourself time to care. We know that things are going to turn out very well for you, though, with this Justice card right here. This is you. This is your card, Libra. Okay? You got justice on your side. Things are going to turn out wonderfully for you. No matter what you've gone through, no matter how difficult it's been, no matter what losses you've suffered, there's victory assured and justice. I mean, this is a really strong combination here. And, I do even see coming up behind this, there's love with the Two of Cups, the true soulmate, and that Ten of Pentacles right behind it, okay? Which is all about financial success, building a home, with a partner, having somebody who's in it with you. Love is really slated strongly for Libras this year, and not some fly by the seat of your pants love. I'm not talking about a fun Saturday night, okay? Real, solid, rooted love, something that can really grow between two people that are definitely meant to come together and share experience. I say give it about 2 more months, okay? It's really going to come in the springtime. You're going to start to get messages coming in. You're going to start to connect with this person. May even be making plans for travel for those that are looking. For those that are already in relationships, this is going to be like sort of like a second wind in your relationship, where things have felt maybe stagnant or stuck. Maybe there's been holdups, I see that things can be turned around, and you'll be kind of a resurgence in your connection. And this may even come through you taking, you know, taking a trip together, and it creates transformation, just reconnecting with each other, making time for each other, maybe going out on the town, you know, having some dates, revisit, you know, the beginnings of your relationship, and let yourself, you know, dive into the fun and the playful side of your connection instead of like being so focused on your work. You know, I do see the Eight of Wands as a very social card too. So maybe you need to like kick up your heels a bit, you know, get out there, mingle, be social, you know, have some fun. And if you are partnered up and you're already with your soulmate, like fan those flames, you know, bring some interest and some excitement back in, move the energy, you know, don't just sit at home in front of the fucking TV zoning out, all right? Go out, have some fun, take some little jaunts, you know, drive to some local places and explore them, you know, that you've never been to, and you know, just have yourself a time. I think that it's going to be a very social, active period in the spring, Libras. That's really coming in, you know, and up until this point, you've just been really focused on building growth, and a lot of it's revolved around your finances and, you know, top of the deck energy. You took a fucking L. You took a fucking L with this Ten of Swords. All right? You've already seen the worst of it. You already know how bad it can get. Some of you have had to completely fucking rebuild your life. You lost everything, you know? And there was nothing you could do about it but accept it, you know, and just let that energy move through you. You learned how to allow things to just be released. You've been learning non-attachment. You've been learning the art of letting go gracefully, you know? And that's kind of like what I opened up with the channeling about, you know, people being upset that you're not more mad or riled up, or, you know, but it's like you're just happy to still be here, to you know, have what you have. You feel a lot of gratitude, and gratitude is the attitude, and it's what's pulled you through these difficult times. You don't make it through the Ten of Swords without coming to that place of full acceptance, letting go, release, you know, and gratitude. Just gratitude for the simple things, right? It's what keeps you going. But with the 10 is the ending of the old cycle. You know, there's definitely an old cycle is coming to an end. This is all new energy coming in now to take the place of what was released. Okay? We got that one energy, and the 0 guarantees the gifts, and it's further impacted, you know, with that 6 of Wands coming in to confirm, right? We got a lot of strong messages here. So let's see, cut of the deck energy. Huh. Again, it brings in the Lovers, all right? It brings in the Lovers. Messages in the beak of this swan that they're on. You can't really see it. This is like, kind of like Libra's energy right now. Just tune into the vibe of it, man. Just like feel the frequency, dig. They're on a swan, okay? And the swan has a letter in its beak. So there's like, I do feel this like message coming in. And this is a soulmate. We got 2 soulmate cards here. Very strong, very, very strong. Those of you who found your person and you've gone through a rough patch, don't stress on it, all right? Y'all are going to work it out. You know, there's very beautiful healing energy here between 2 people that are meant to be together, okay? Some of you may experience reunions. Some of you are about to bump into the love of your life. And it's going to happen in a very unexpected way, okay? Love is coming in. That's for sure. We know this. We know this. Love is coming in for sure. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? And growth. You may be wondering right now with this Seven of Pentacles, is there going to be growth? Am I going to see growth? Are things going to get better? Did I invest my energy wisely? That's what the Seven of Pentacles is about. Do I continue to invest? But look how it turns out here. 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups. That's the, whole enchilada, man. That is that beautiful love experience between two people who are really able to meet each other and they feel so joyful and fulfilled in their connection. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energies here. But what's really interesting, no court cards came out, okay? So I am really feeling this energy, and I've been tapping into this a lot, that I feel like life wants it to be a surprise. I feel like there's something very magical, about the whole experience, something very synchronistic that's just really going to knock your socks off. So hang tight, Libra. Your time is coming.